All right, guys, so I'm back, and I'm back to do a quick update on the Galant and kind of cover the setup. So as you guys can see, first thing, it is on jack stands because it is still broken. I actually took like a month and a half or two off from working on this thing and working on the Integra, but I'm back to working on it now to try to sort out some issues I had. So just to go over the setup for those of you who are interested, of course, I guess the first thing you guys noticed, I do have a mission motor radiator. This is for Evo 5. It does have the outlet over here. Of course, the Evo 8s have it here, but of course, putting it here gives you a more direct route to your water neck and keeps the line from having to go around your exhaust manifold. So as far as my exhaust manifold, this is just an eBay exhaust manifold. It was from a company called Power Go Motorsports. Their little logo actually fell off, but it seems to be holding up thus far. As I showed you guys in my last video, I did upgrade to a name brand turbo after going with after blowing 3 eBay turbos. So this is a Precision 6266 turbo. Now, unfortunately, I really didn't get the chance to make any videos or really even drive the car with this on here because once I blew the turbo, I started running into a bunch of different issues, which I'm still trying to figure out to this day. And like I said, I did take a break after all of that. The transmission in here is a stock 3G Eclipse open diff transmission with an Action Stage 3 6-part clutch. The engine harness in this, which is kind of a big thing, is actually also from a 3G Eclipse. It does bolt up directly to the Galant from a 3G. There is a little bit of wiring that you need to do in the inside to get the two harnesses to mate together. But as far as the engine is concerned, the 3G harness fits perfectly inside the Galant engine bay. So that's how I got everything up and working. My speedo and everything works on the inside of the car. Everything works as it should with the 3G. And you didn't have to worry about making a jumper harness or anything like that. And the part that people are kind of interested in, this is still a stock block. Yes, it is not built, as some people may have you believe. Some people find that hard to believe just because the car did make like 450 wheel horsepower on a virtual dyno. People claim it can't handle that much, but I can guarantee you guys that this is still a stock block from the junkyard. The tag from the junkyard is actually still hanging on the back of it. So I didn't even bother to take that off. So the one thing to consider is, yes, I do make YouTube videos, but I'm not making a living off of YouTube, right? I do this just to share my journey with you guys and hopefully inspire some people, give some people some more information on what exactly can be done and what you can expect. And hopefully you guys can avoid some of the downtime from some of the issues that I've ran into kind of putting this thing together. So that's why I do this. I'm not trying to hide anything. I didn't secretly build the block. I feel like that'd be kind of stupid considering I do make YouTube videos. I would document that process, which I plan on doing when I get to that point. But for now, it is a junkyard, 180,000 plus mile 4G64 block. My head is just, again, a Hyundai / Kia G4JS head. It does have the Evo internal, so it has the Evo valve springs and stock Evo 8 cams. So over here I do have just the one adjustable cam gear. Of course, you do need one to do the head swap and an Evo 8 cam. I do have a cop kit, or coil on plug kit. These use the Toyota, like the shorter Toyota coils from like the Toyota Urus and the Prius and stuff like that. These actually fit great, and this plate is actually for an Evo, so it does fit. You can see it is short on the ends, but that's not really that big a deal to me. And it uses a harness from JD Customs, so I bought that ready-made, and to me it cleans up the engine bay a lot when you look in, because of course now all my wiring kind of runs this direction and tucks underneath of the intake manifold, so looks a lot better in my opinion. So one thing I did forget to mention is the timing belt. This is an OEM Evo 9 timing belt. This belt is Kevlar, so it'll definitely withstand a lot of abuse. And of course, it being an OEM part, you know you can expect the quality there. Like, so I do have a Tile 44mm wastegate, the Hallman manual boost controller. Like, in case you guys are wondering about the fitment of the aluminum radiator, of course it is quite a bit thicker. I did have to run a slim fan on this side, and I'm running an OEM fan on this side. It is hooked up just to the factory module, so everything up here works as it would from the factory. It cuts on automatically. I do have a DC Sport strut bar. Again, that's just for aesthetics. I don't really believe it does a whole lot, if anything. As far as my intercooler, of course you can't see it because I did paint it black, but this is a 3-inch intercooler, 3-inch core with my custom 3-inch piping and actually a knockoff tile blow-off valve. I'll replace that eventually, but so far it seems to be holding up well. So as far as suspension, this car is running BC Racing coilovers. I'm actually really impressed with these. Of course, they give you the stance, or they give me the stance that I was looking for, while having a pretty nice ride. So if you guys have seen pictures of the car does sit pretty low, but the ride is actually still pretty good. So as far as wheels and tires, I'm still running these Kinder Kaiser tires. I'm actually really impressed with these tires. Once they get warmed up, they do a pretty good job. So this car was pushing a decent amount of horsepower, decent amount of torque, and once these tires get warmed up, they're pretty grippy. I didn't have a whole lot of issues even in second gear with them spinning. So these are Kinder Kaiser 235 40 by 18. Of course, they're mounted on just a set of the factory 4G Eclipse sport wheels. So this is like an 8-inch wheel. Like I said, overall, I'm really impressed with the look and the performance of this wheel and tire combo. Of course, you guys do know it does have the carbon fiber monster hood from Vis Racing. I love this hood, love the vented hood, because of course you guys know that a turbo setup generates a lot of heat. So of course with this hood has made a huge difference. Before with the factory hood, when I used to pop it, it was like opening the door to an oven. With this thing, it is not the case. It helps keep the engine bay temps down quite a bit. And of course I think it looks good. So it really serves multiple purposes. Of course this thing weighs quite a bit less than the factory hood. So now the inside of the car is a bit of a mess. So I took the dash out. I'm redoing the harness. I removed the passenger side airbag. But other than that, it's the same thing that you guys have seen before. It's got the 4G Eclipse seats in it that I had to modify to fit, and the 3G Eclipse steering wheel, which is a direct bolt-on. So I've said before, this car is full weight, and it is. The only difference now, like I said, is that it will be a little bit lighter because I took the airbag out and a lot of the modules and stuff that go along with it. Because this is my more street-oriented car, and I want to maintain a lot of those creature comforts at least as much as possible. That the trunk is also a carbon fiber from Vis. Again, it fits pretty good. I do have an issue. I've been trying to work on getting the gaps completely even, but not a huge deal. It fits pretty good, and like I say, it weighs like 15 pounds less than the factory trunk. So the one thing I did forget to mention about my wheel and tire setup is because I did run my car pretty low, it was rubbing on the inside of the fender well at full lock. So I did put a small spacer and some ARP extended studs to get my wheel pushed out a little bit further, give me a little bit more of an aggressive stance, and fit the tire with no issue. So now I don't have any issue with the tire rubbing. These fender flares are the OEM flares from a JDM Galant and Legnum, and they worked out perfectly because now I have pretty much flush fitment in the front and the back. So that is really it, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, RVAJ, for the full update on this car, which should be coming soon. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up on my Instagram page, RVAJ, as well. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching.